Welcome to the Betting Dog's Edge, Fighting Football, Vegas Insiders. I'm your MMA analyst, J-Dog.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everybody. I'm your NFL analyst, Corey Dog. I'm here. We're going to bring you a recap of the fight night, bring a recap of Week 16, talk about early picks for Week 17, early mouth-watering picks for Week 17 as well. Like, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Please tell us where you're calling, where you're viewing from, how you like us, what we need to do to improve. J-Dog, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's get in the fight game, but like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below, do all that stuff. Merry Christmas. Bah humbug to all of you guys. I have to work. So when I'm working, you guys get bah humbug from me. But, I just have one of those jobs where it's necessary. I can't talk about it, but it needs to be done. So we're in two different areas right now. I believe you're still back in the Nevada area, and I'm now in the Arizona type area. So let's get into it here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment below. So moving forward, we got Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. We all know the outcome of that. Jake Paul got knocked out in the sixth round. I did a bet on the 7th and 8th round. He was going to get knocked out. I missed it by 1.5 minutes. Damn it. Right? Yeah. Damn it. I wish we had it, but it is what it is. We missed that one, but I still have a bet out there. I'll show you guys that I parlayed it in with the Inoue, which is next week's fight. So we'll be talking about that too, and we'll show you the cards on that. Alicia Baumgardner did well. She did a 3-minute, 12-round fight like male, so she's trying to break ground into making more money for the females. Tate and Demoor. Tate and Demoor fight. We all know what happened there. Demoor fight. Demoor won the fight. Misfits Boxing. He's still the heavyweight champion of Misfits Boxing. Tate lost. Round 1 and 2, Tate was doing well, and all of a sudden he just gassed out. Don't know what happened. He doesn't even know what happened. But I'm assuming it's just old age, 39, not being trained right in 10 years, like you said. He's not trained. And he just tried to go in there, and box with the young guy, and the guy just leaned on him, right? 200-pound guy leaning on you for 6 rounds. It's going to get on you. And it got on him after 2 rounds. I wish it had lasted longer, that he had more energy. But after 2 rounds, you could tell he was it was subpar after that. Amateur type style fight anyways, if you want to look at the actual caliber of fight, professionalism, didn't seem like it was too good. So, but, it is what it is. It's Misfits Boxing. They're new. They're disrupting. They're trying to come up and, get competitive with Netflix and all these other disruptors that are coming in. So they're doing their thing, and people are watching. So good thing to see, I got to give them kudos for doing what they need to do to get Misfits Boxing up and running, to what they want. But they definitely need a new heavyweight. It's just subpar. Even someone who gasses out in the 2nd round, you can't knock him out, and you're a heavyweight in 4 rounds.
Oh, that's a concern.
I don't know if you're just carrying the guy or not, but it doesn't seem like it, So
that's a real concern.
Yeah, let's get into your fight football recap. Let's do it.
We're jumping football.
Yes.
Week 16 in the NFL just ended last night. We're jumping back into it. You see the card on the screen. Jay, you did 8-8. Usually you do one better than I do. This week I got you 11-6. It happens. Blind squirrel gets a nut every now and then. So let's look at it. We're recapping those Rams. They lost to the Seahawks. We got the Bears and the Packers. The Bears pulled out of it in a stunner. When I say a stunner, it was a stunner in overtime. And then we're looking at the Commanders and the Eagles. I told you A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon, they were going to get off, and they did. They handled their business. Then we're looking at those Patriots and the Ravens in Baltimore. Lamar went down early, and the Patriots pulled it out in the end. And then we looking at that division rivalry game. That was a 7-7 with those Panthers and those Buccaneers. Unfortunately, Baker Mayfield threw an interception late. Panthers held on to win. Then we have the Bills and the Browns. The Bills took that game. Myles Garrett got another sack. He's almost ready to set a new NFL record. And then we're for sacks, we're moving into the Chargers and the Cowboys. Now, this was an interesting one that we didn't agree on again. Those Cowboys, I said, hey, if they're going to slow the game down and it'll play better for the Chargers, it was like a track race. They were throwing bombs all over the field, Justin Herbert was. Then we looked at the Saints and the Jets. The Jets, this, what can I say? It's Jets. Unfortunately, they're at the bottom of the barrel this year. Saints pulled out a victory at home, and then we have the Vikings and the Giants.
Hold on. Before we go too far, that Saints game, right? You picked Jets early, and then you changed.
I did pick
Jets to Saints.
I did.
You changed the Saints. So anyway, go on, move on forward. I just want to mention that.
Yeah, I did have that in an early pick. Like I said, I crunched some more numbers. I changed it over to the Saints. Now, this Vikings and Giants game, this is a great game. Got back on point for JJ McCarthy. Now, the issue with this game, JJ McCarthy went out, is going to miss the upcoming game this week with a hairline fracture in his hand. So that's going to play pivotal for this Week 17 matchup. Got to keep an eye on that. Then we're jumping into the Chiefs Titans. We both picked the Chiefs to win, even with Gardner Minshew at the helm. Unfortunately, Gardner Minshew just went out with an ACL as well.
Right in the beginning of the game.
In the beginning of the game. So at the end of the day, we have a third string practice squad quarterback that came in for the Chiefs that really couldn't handle the Titan pressure. Titans took that win at home.
I gotta say, with the Chiefs, again, with Minshew going in, okay, even my AI was like, yeah, Chiefs are gonna win. And then when you put that third quarterback in, I ran it through AI. It goes, no, it's dramatically different from a second QB to a third string QB. Yeah. Dramatically different. So when I put that into AI and I said, don't disregard the game, who would have won if the Chiefs were with the third string quarterback? It automatically said Titans. Automatically. Wow. Titans. I was like, oh, so that was the breaker. Was that the QB coming in? Even my AI said, oh, yeah, no, that's a big change. That's not a crazy little change like one first string to second string. Second string to third string QB is a big probability change on there. So just so you know what I mean? Like, you go to third QB.
Regardless of,
you go to third QB, it's like their win rate gets cut in half. You know what I mean? From there.
That was crazy. That game went, it was a field goal game for early on. And then when the third string came in, it was just like offense couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, no, it's just something I like to mention to everybody. Let's just say you have for first string QB, your probabilities or your win rate is what it is because you're the first string QB. When you go to the second string QB, it goes down 25%.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're at 75% to win, right? Based on the QB, whatever the QB. Now you go to the third string QB, it cuts 75 in half. Not 100. You're cutting 75 in half. So now you're down to 36 and a half.
36
you know what I mean? To win a game with the third string QB. You went from 75 to 36 in one move. You know what I mean? So that's why AI said, Titans all the way if we knew a third string QB. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
So anyway.
that messed up a bunch. That messed up a bunch of people's cards this week. Then jumping into the Falcons and the Cardinals game. The Falcons did a bounce back. They went out to Arizona and took care of business against the Cardinals. Now this one, we both had the Broncos at home, and the Jaguars came in and took the game. The Broncos were on a 10-game winning streak. Hey, it's from what our conversations you said that at some point that somebody's got to lose, and that's what transpired. Then jumping into the Lions and the Steelers game. Now the end of the game of this one, again another officiating disaster, and the Steelers pulled out one at the end on a pass interference. Now one thing that's coming from this that's going to affect the rest of the season right now is DK Metcalf had an altercation with a fan where he punched a fan, and he's just been suspended for 2 games, costing him $45 million. It's under appeal right now, but $45 million, Jay, what could you do with all that money? Then we're jumping into those Texans taking care of the Raiders. That was a close game as well. Pulled it out. Bengals versus the Dolphins. Now, the Bengals were starting a rookie quarterback here. And not Bengals, but the Dolphins, and the Bengals still took care of business. And then last night's game, that 5-touchdown showing out by Brock Purdy, and the 49ers beat the Colts at home. Now that's that recap for Week 16. Now our mouth-watering picks, the ones we agreed on and ones we didn't agree on, What you think, Jay? How do you like those? What you got to say about those?
I mean, you mean our last week's?
Our last week mouth-watering
Oh, you want
picks,
me to
yeah.
show them? Let me show them here real
Yeah,
quick. So yeah, I'm showing our picks we agree on,
yeah,
and the ones that we did not agree on, and then of
yeah.
course now I'm showing the ones with the X marks on. So as you can see,
So,
the 4 that we picked, and this is normally not good for us when we do the mouth-watering
yeah,
picks. The 4 that we agree on, 90% of the time hit,
yeah.
80 to 90% to about 85% of the time. So it's the ones we don't agree on that are kind of half and half. Sometimes we hit
Half
them
and
all.
half.
Sometimes we hit none of them.
Yep.
Sometimes we hit one of them. So it's all kind of wonky with those. But every time we agree on 4, 5, or 6, they hit.
Yep.
They always hit.
Yes, sir.
So it's yes, I like our mouth-watering picks. You know what I mean? We all have to have our own,
Yeah.
but it's all mine are
Yep.
based on all probabilities and my whole weighting system and all that stuff. And I usually do really, really well. Just this week
Yeah.
was 8-8, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Bengals and Dolphins games, I think I picked Dolphins, didn't I? Didn't I say it was warm and they weren't going to want to lose?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so I think I picked Dolphins. So I'm 9-5 or 9-8.
9-5.
No, we're 7-8. I'm 7-8 now.
7-8.
Yeah, so I'm lower than actually what it says here. So
it's here. So
anyway, it is what it is. You know what I mean on that. But that is what we have for that.
Recapping week 6.
Yeah, so
recapping week 16.
We're done with the recaps. We're good with that, and now we're going into early picks.
We got early fight. We got the fight this week, and then we're doing early picks for week 17 and our early mouth-watering picks.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so let me look into here. So let me show you the fight. Moving into next week for the fight game here is the Inoue versus Picasso fight. It is the Night of the Samurai. And so basically it's all Japanese fighters. There's 6 Japanese fighters on the main fight card, and they're fighting 6 other people from different, places. Garcia, Martinez, Dickens, Quintana. Mostly looks like Hispanic backgrounds on there. So it looks like a good fight card. I mean, when I'm looking at the card here, and I'm looking at obviously Inoue to knock out Picasso, Junto Nakatani, and Hernandez. Junto is favored for that. All the Japanese guys are actually favored on these cards, hugely favored on there. So, tough too. When I did a lot of research on it, it all makes sense. Yes, they should be favored on there. So Inoue and Nakatani just went. Nakatani just went up in weight. Yeah, no, the monster and the Big Bang is what they call him. So
the
Junto
monster and the Big
Nakatani
Bang
is the Big Bang. Yeah, so Nakatani and Junto, they want to get those two together, but they're going to put them on the same card. And Junto just went up in weight, so that's going to help him out. Yeah, I mean, if he fights if he fights Inoue later on or later, it's going to be a good fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because he just went up in weight a little bit, so he'll be a little heavier than Inoue in that respect. Let's see. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only card going on as far as boxing goes. Next week, I still have bets out with that. Like I said, let me show you that real quick so we can actually show what we're doing here. So everybody can see what's going on. Whoa, I'm gonna turn those off. Holy moly. Yeah, so as you can see, I have the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, and the Silva. Woodley. I lost that bet on the Woodley, and the Joshua KOs in round 6, 7, and 8 prop missed by 1 round on that one. So, and let's see. There's the slip I have for still live right now. Joshua won, and now I'm just waiting for Inoue to cash this one out. And when we cash this one out, that takes care of all of our lost bets from the week before and the week before. So we'll be profitable after we do that. So,
all right.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it for that. So what are we looking at here?
We're jumping into week 17 in a second here. And
are you gonna share your screen? Oh, you might not want to do that. Let me put it in here. Yeah, what do you got? Is it NFL or
NFL? Yeah.
Okay. Let me get into NFL. Let me share because my screen's already shared.
All right.
It's going to take you forever to get everything up and running down here. So like, subscribe, hit the comments, man, all that stuff. Comment below, all that
follow
stuff. We appreciate
socials.
everything. It helps us out. You know what I mean? We can fix all these glitches and problems before we get to them next time. Let's see here. Oh, it's still loading. It's still loading. Wow.
No, everybody.
That's horrible.
Oh yeah, this is bad. Slow.
Yeah, really bad. So anyway, we got games.
So we got games. We got scheduled games on Christmas Day. So start out here Pacific Standard Time. Games start at 8 a.m. on Netflix. You're gonna look at all of them. Starting off with the Commanders, the Cowboys, and the Commanders in Washington. That's 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m. Central. So I got a pick out there right now for the Cowboys. Then we're rolling into the second game of the day, the Lions and the Vikings, also on Netflix. That's going to be, I'm choosing the Lions for that game at home. Then we're looking at the Broncos and the Chiefs, without a quarterback, without anything, hands down, Christmas night. That's going to be the Broncos. That's going to be the Broncos game. Now, the next one on moving in the Browns and the Steelers. Now that DK Metcalf is supposed to be out at least 2 games, that's going to change the numbers. Early picks for both of us. We have the Steelers winning that game.
Okay.
Then we have then we got the Jaguars and the Colts. We got the Jaguars picked. We both agree on that. Mm-hmm. So then we're looking at the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. We got we both picked the Bucs on that game. Going into Miami, both Florida teams, so no weather constraints for them to worry about. It's going to be warm, nice. So that's going to be a nice game at home. And then we got the Patriots and the Jets. I'm going hands down Patriots, ladies and gentlemen, for that game. And then we have the Saints and the Titans. I got the Saints. You have the Saints as well on that pick. Now, where we differ is this follow-up game, the Eagles and the Bills. I'm choosing the Eagles on the road. You have the Bills. That's going to be a good game right now. I feel Philly has a lot more weapons than the Bills do, but Josh Allen does hero ball a lot. So his mobility does change the game. Then we're rolling it. So that's one of my early picks there. And then we're looking at the Bears and the 49ers. Now, the 49ers just came off of a thrilling game in Indy. And we both have, for that one, I'm choosing the Bears on the road. And I believe you have the Bears as well. Where did it go? Oh, my goodness. I had it up a moment ago. Oh, no, you have the 49ers at home. So we differ there as well. So 49ers at home. I got to look into that a little bit more. Then we have the Rams and the Falcons. The Rams are looking to bounce back against the Falcons. I think they're going to take their anger and frustration about Thursday night's game out on the Falcons. And then we're looking at the Cardinals, the Seahawks and the Panthers. We both got the Seahawks for that game. Okay. We agree on those. And then we're looking at the Ravens and the Packers. I have the Ravens winning. You chose the Packers. Jordan Love isn't playing. Their second string quarterback isn't going to go for the Packers. So they're looking at a third string quarter. I can't talk. Third string quarterback for them.
Oh God.
So that's going to change. That's going to change the probabilities when you go back and look at your numbers. And then we have the number 1 defense going up against an up-and-coming Chargers team, the Texans and the Chargers in LA. I chose the Chargers at home for this game. So this one is going to be a great game. It's going to be a defense against a offense that likes to throw the ball a lot. So I'm choosing Chargers, and you chose the Chargers as well. So we agreed on that one. And the other game that we differ on, last but not least, is the Raiders versus the Giants. Right now, I chose the Raiders here at Vegas at home because of the way they played the way they played the Texans last week. That game was very close in week 16, ended with a 21-23 score. You chose the Giants on the road, so we'll see how that works out. Those are our early picks for week 17, and then our mouth-watering picks of the week.
All right, hold on. Let me get up into that in here.
Keep your mouth rounded.
Nice. All right, let's go into it here. All right, what's your mouth-watering picks for the week?
My mouth-water, we agree on some of these mouth-watering picks. We both choose the Broncos. We both choose the Seahawks. Let's see. Right. And and the Rams. And then we differ. Rams and Patriots. We're there together.
All right. So we have the Patriots, the Rams, the 49ers.
We have the Niners. Yep.
And the Seahawks.
No, I don't have the 49ers this week. So we agree on the Patriots, the Broncos, the Seahawks, the Rams.
Okay. Pats, Broncos, Seahawks, Rams. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And then I have the 49ers and Cowboys for my other two. Yep. What is your other two?
My other two are the Jaguars and the Steelers. Oh, wow. But now that DJ Metcalf is looking to be suspended for 2 games, I'm going to have to go back and look at these numbers again to find me a different mouth-watering pick to get you salivating. Because at the end of the day, he's their star.
The Jags or the Steelers you're going for?
I got this. I was going for
Jags and Colts. What are you going for? Jags?
I got the Jags.
Okay. Yeah. And then Steelers and Browns.
And then I had the Steelers, but with DJ Metcalf being suspended, their star receiver being suspended for 2 games, he's where the offense goes through. He's their deep threat.
Yeah, no, I got
you. So that's changing what I got to do on my calculations. So that mouth-watering pick, ladies and gentlemen, will be changing if the numbers don't look right.
Yeah, that might change for me too. You know what I mean? Because it's only 60-40 on the Steelers, so if that's a big change, that might change things dramatically.
Yeah, that's a big change. Even though they're going up against the Browns, and Myles Garrett is looking to set the NFL single-season sack record. So look for that to be a big prop bet and for us this week. So those were our mouth-watering picks of the week and our early week 17 picks. These numbers are going crazy. You have to go back and we got to go back and look at some things. Injuries are playing a major part. Players doing stupid stuff plays a major part, and what's going to affect the rest of the season. Yeah. My issue with DJ Metcalf, man, I got to calculate $45 million guaranteed gone. Wow. Because I decided to engage a fan on the sidelines during the game.
Okay.
$45 million.
Well, shouldn't have done it.
I'm not. Why are you engaging somebody on the sidelines when the game is still going on? You ain't paying attention to me. Yeah. That's how I see it.
I have no idea. But So mouth-watering picks, right? So we got fight. Right. We had the fight game. Mouth-watering picks. All right. So I did the Inoue versus Picasso fight night. It's going to be all the Japanese people are favored. So those are going to be my favorites and my picks for the week for fight night. So now for you, for your mouth-watering
pick,
right? For NFL, we have Patriots, Broncos, Seahawks, Rams.
Yep. So we have those.
And I have 49ers and Cowboys, and you have what?
I got the Steelers and the Jags.
All right, gotcha. So there's our 8 picks, I guess, when I have our mouth-watering picks, which may change. Yeah. They're early right now, but they may change. So, but I think that wraps up our video for this one. Like, subscribe, hit the video, comment below, all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.